Clash Royale.
Welcome back, guys, to the SPL semifinals here. It's all tied up 1-1 between SKT and KT for day number 1. We are about to jump into game number 3 of day number 1. It's TY versus Classic.
That is very true. Much like horses who are in close proximity to cowboys who are good at lassos, we are all tied up. And that's going to take us to our third game of the night.
You win for it, man.
Versus Classic on Dusk Towers. We talked about how good a map that is for Protoss. So maybe Classic will be, the recipient of that the Protoss buff here coming out. But that was a KT stat, and they are fielding a Terran here. That Terran is TY, but he's going up against Classic, who also has a slightly upward yellow arrow, Valdez.
Yeah, they're both on the same playing field, I suppose you could say, which is slightly sloped up. But it's going to be a fun match. TY, I think, is going to have something very specific in terms of the way he wants to play this map, because you can't just really play a straight-up game against Protoss. You can't really let them control the tempo, because if you let them begin to put on pressure, start warping stuff in your back door, start harassing you while they take the earliest third base of all time, you're just going to lose the game. We've seen it so many times. Zest and Stats, they put on a lesson every single time they play this map for PvT. And I'm sure that TY has studied a lot of that and has learned exactly how to counter that, or maybe just one of the ways he wants to handle it. Sometimes it's a lot of drops. Sometimes it's, Maru went for a drilling claws build on this map.
Right.
Just trying to put on as much pressure and control the game from the get-go.
Yeah, we've seen lots of early Cyclone upgrades, early drilling claw upgrades, lots of different ways to just sort of punch that early game home. If the strat pays off, it's great. If it doesn't, it's not. And that's my expert analysis coming into our third game of this SPL semifinals. KT Rolster tying it back up. You can see the stats as far as their matchup here. I mean, it's looking pretty good for TY when you just look at the race scores. It's pretty good against Protoss.
Yeah, he's 5-1. He's 4-3 against Classic here overall. A good ratio of wins there to have against one of the best Protosses we have in Korea. Let's take a look at the predictions. Let's see what our people are thinking about these games. So only me. I have. I want to walk off stage. I'm like, you guys. I'm 2-2 so far, and for me, I think this is a big win for Classic. But I mean, anything can happen. What are you thinking, Rapid?
Yeah, well, somehow Brendan voted against our Lord and Savior TY. We'll find out if the unfaithful are rewarded as we get in game number 3.
Up in the top right in the red for KT Rolster, the Terran player is TY.
And down in the slightly lower left-hand corner of the map, the Chin Toss. It's Classic.
This guy has been on a bit of a roll recently. He's been showing great games. He was very, very confident in his GSL interview as well. Oh, hello. So got some nice fans down there.
Big fans, man.
Yeah, coming down to watch the games.
Always cool to see people from all over the world come down to the Nexon Arena to watch the most fantastic athletes go head-to-head on a virtual playing field. In fact, if you believe Day 9's esports manifesto, Starcraft is the chess of our age, Brendan.
I mean, they're already making an AI, the same guys behind AlphaGo, to try to challenge some of the best players.
They're coming for us, man. We already have that AI. It's named TY, and he is out here with a SCV going to a slightly alternative spot on the map.
Is he actually going to proxy here?
So I actually thought initially he was actually going to scout for proxies, but no, it actually looks like he is going to build something of his own. That's a Nexus first. Well, Nexus after Gateway.
Yeah.
So
pretty standard ability to go Gateway Nexus Core, and it's
business as usual here for Classic. But does he know? about the factory.
This is going to be very interesting. This almost definitely has to be a drop, unless, you know, it is TY. Maybe he brings out some kind of weird, like, tank push. I don't think so, but it is TY, you know? So
if you proxy your barracks, then the scouting probe can actually just go up to the front of your base, see, hey, there's not a barracks here, and then something's up. But if your barracks is still there, even if we do have either a mothership core or a scouting probe see that, then you're not going to be giving too much away. Now, neither one of those things are going to happen, and as soon as this factory completes, I want to see what's up here.
Probably going to be Widow Mines very fast. That's what I would assume. I was saying that before, you have to get some pressure onto the Protoss early on in this map, and Widow Mines are one way to do it.
Okay.
Maru went for the super, he didn't his main, but he did go for Drilling Claws. It comes a lot later. This is a drop that'll get into your Protoss's main about as fast as possible.
Now, we do have an Adept out here as one half of the scouting forces on the map here for Classic. It's coming up the ramp here, but it turns around. That's that feeling when you walk right by a dark alleyway and you're just like, but I have a strong sense of adventure, and then you're like, wait, no, I'm actually intelligent. Oh my God! No way!
He's gonna scout it. There you go.
Oh my God!
He knows. He's seen it with his Adept.
What a literal god, Brendan. This is so sick. Not only does he see exactly what's coming his way, he'll be totally in position to deal with that. And, I mean, there's really no downside for Classic.
He immediately turns around his mothership core. He sends his Adept back. As you said, he's seen all he has to see.
Yeah,
he immediately puts down a robotics facility. He'll probably make a Phoenix here. But this is coming in really fast, even so. So let's see how he can defend here.
I just want to see how he's going to make a Phoenix from his robotics facility. But
well, he does have that Stargate out already.
Very true. And there's the Phoenix. Wow, you're so good, Brendan. How many command centers are there out on the map? That would be a 1, because he is one basing it up here. Where do these Widow Mines go? And that is back out of the base.
They can't drop out. They're going to be sniped right away. There's the mothership core back here as well. Okay, he's trying to beat them over here.
Okay, well, he is going to get both of them to burrow. That actually could be a great hit on the probes. Gets 3.
Yeah, not the best splitting here from Classic, but he does minimize a lot of the damage. And he knows that he cannot pick up those Widow Mines from here. They'd just be picked off. But as you said, this is a 1-base build, so this is not over just yet.
And now a Liberator and a Cyclone. TY, this is the budget Noah's Ark build where you just get one of every unit.
What's coming up next here? We need a Hellion. Okay.
Oh, man. Oh, the Spider. Okay, I always call them the wrong kind of mines, guys. Apologies there, but look at this pressure on the front. I mean, this is really cute. He's got a ton of Marines coming up from behind. If this still continues to work for TY, like, oh my God, this guy is actually the greatest. But we'll find out. He's got a decent amount of Phoenixes, and with these shades coming in, is this the committal? Classic is going to go for? No.
The Classic, he has not used a single overcharge until this one. I think he knew that this was coming, or at least he just felt safe enough that he did not have to overcharge. But he's going to have a lot of overcharge energy here to hold off this push.
He also has to continually keep pulling his SCVs off of that the natural, because of the Widow Mine that is actually there. Now 2 Liberators out here. They are starting to take a little bit of damage. We got the Marines actually dealing a lot with the ground forces here, and oh my God, those Phoenixes are actually so low.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the committal at that point. Now look at this one pylon. If he can focus that down.
Oh, he's actually going to try to keep that lock-on maintained, and it's actually going to take it out there. No, Artosis, why? Just gets back to Korea, and he's already building pylons again.
That means no Immortal here, and that's going to be a GG.
Oh my God!
TY does it with a great 1-base build on Dusk Towers. You thought it couldn't work, but it worked.
This is where he pulls out that bottle of chrome spray paint and goes, "Witness me," because he is pulling off the sickest moves in Pro League tonight. KT. 2 games away from the grand finals.
Well, I have to say that's not the way I thought that map was going to play out here, and it was just a great best of 1 build by TY. He came in, he's like, no, I'm not going to play the long game on Dusk Towers. I'm gonna, and even though Classic scouted it, scouting it is only half the battle, knowing is only half the battle, and he died to the follow-up push.
That's true, man. You got your foot stuck on the train tracks. You can see TY coming, but you cannot stop him, or at least Classic can't. So that's going to be another win for KT Rolster. Oh my God, this is actually so exciting to watch, just to be a part of. I mean, it's a telecom war, so you already kind of know you're in for a good show, but oh my God, this is actually so cool. And we still do have some of the best parts of SKT's roster coming up. Dark will be guaranteed to at least see him fielded, and always an exciting day. So now, TY, you've used up that win. It's going to be exciting to see how the rest of KT can do.
Yeah, as I said, this is not what I expected, so KT actually in a bit of a better spot here. And game number 4 for me is kind of a weird one. It's hard for me to call. You know, I had to pick Impact at the end of it all, but both Impact and Trust, they do not have a lot of results. They haven't played a ton of games in Pro League. I don't know how good they are at best of ones. Trust, you know, the most games we saw from him was SSL Challenger, where he had to play 10 games in one day, where he went 5-0 in the morning, and then he went 0-5 in the evening, and had to play that that tiebreaker best of 1 against SOS, which he did win. So he's got the potential, but so does Impact. Impact, I think he had a couple of short runs in GSL, you know, like round of 32s, where he played some great games, and it really could be anyone's game here. It's going to be on King Stadium Station for game number 4.
Yep, classic map. We're bringing it back, and it's going to be Trust versus Impact. Now, I mean, Impact, we've all seen him do some super sick moves. I think one of my favorite times watching him play was like a ZBZ in GSL, where he like hit a few Zerglings and then brought them back in to block off the ramp from behind. It was actually the sickest thing I've ever seen. But he's going to be another Zerg player coming out here against Trust, who is in fact a Protoss. One of the stronger players. I actually just want to see how this match is going to do, and if you guys want to see that too, then literally stand perfectly still and keep watching, because that is the game that's coming up next. Still want to see what our predictions are for this match.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what some of the other casters had to pick. You know, just little moves like you were talking about, where Impact, he shows a lot of composure under pressure, and he comes out with these really cool builds and really good ideas. I feel like that's going to benefit him in the best of 1 situation, whereas Trust, going 5-0 and then going 0-5 when he literally just needed 1 win to not hit a tiebreaker means that he crumbles under pressure. He's not ready in the booth. He's not, you know, super comfortable, whereas I feel like Impact carries himself a little bit better, which is why at the end of the day, I feel like they're on a similar level in terms of skill, but I feel like I can trust Impact a little bit more. No pun intended, but it's like, I feel like he's going to take this one, but it's going to be a close one.
He needs these chairs we have. They are super comfortable. It's like I come up here, I'm all nervous, and I just like sit down, and it's
we just sink into them, and it's like, oh, yeah, it's almost like we've done this before, you know? We can kind of handle ourselves up here,
Yeah. We're all missing the ghost of Wolf, who's somewhere out there, but
he's kind of floating. I don't really know where he is.
He's like
Last I heard, he was on a bus and then he disappeared.
That is true. You know what happens when buses disappear, man?
You know, like I thought he was going to cast Heroes. He's got like some, you know, other responsibilities that he's got to take care of, and then all of a sudden I look over there. I'm like, well, it's Artos G-Clef. I'm like,